The young generation is completely mentally ill. And we want to let you know that you are mentally ill. James Charles, you are mentally ill. We're letting James Charles, he wants to be in the spotlight. We want to let him get his 5 seconds of fame so that he can fuel his nasty makeup. During this last experience of producing the last few pieces of content, the Palestinians were told to stay calm, and then an extreme increase of arousal showed up. Now, what does that tell you as a functioning American, as a non-influencer, which there are not as many influencers in America as you think? That means you all are going to jail. There's not as many influencers as you think. No, that is part of the propaganda. They're bots. So you don't know half of these people, and they go around town and tell everyone how they have 1,000, 2,000, 10,000. Well, I have 20,000 followers, but they're all bots. You cannot get someone to like your content just because other people like your content. Oh, why aren't you making money? It's because no one likes your content, Monavan. Those are all bots. You have ample opportunity to have grown your content with Gary Vaynerchuk as your fiance, yet your numbers are still the same. Your numbers have not changed. You're not really getting a whole lot of work either. You're just on his arm acting erotic and erratic and disrespectful and disgraceful to expose what influencer design your life is actually about. So we're using you as a tool to examine what you are up to in the form of that is the formula. With the help of Washington, D.C., known as the Democratic Party, to hurt millions of Americans and then spread that filth into Canada, into Mexico, into all the other countries, while you brag about a diamond ring. And yeah, nobody says anything. I'm saying something. And if we live in a democracy of the United States of America, then what I say means something, because in America, we have an ability that a Middle Eastern woman or a Hollywood celebrity would not understand. Understand that sentence, and you'll understand the entitlement and the delusion of these psychopaths who are doing fit checks in your face. You can only like listening to Pookie so long before you want to puke your guts out. You can only go on Hoda Kotb so many times to talk about how hot you are, Paris. You can only post so many pieces of content with me standing on the sidelines telling all of you, as Phoenix is 2, he's 2 now. All right, he won't always be 2. He's going to be 10, he's going to be 12, he's going to be 14, and he's going to have a voice. Like I'm going to tell him continuously through his whole life to keep fighting, to tattle on her at some point when he can escape and go to the police. Her brainwashing does not work on him. Her brainwashing doesn't work on him. It might work on you, but as many of you know, that when you're a child, your parent is usually the one that you fight against. Because they make you follow rules. However, the modern day parent doesn't make anyone follow rules. They don't even follow rules themselves. Go look at Addie McCracken. She was on that show where all those prostitute women sit in front of a microphone and show their private parts. And then all of a sudden, she's now has a child and a husband, and then says that he saved her life. So they used to be addicted to drugs, and then they went viral. And then he's the reason they went viral. They're sinners. Just like the CIS crew, they're sinners. That's a sin. You're sinning against the American people. You are sinners. Mona Van, you are a sinner. SINNER. That is called sinning. Gary Vaynerchuk, are you sinning also? Take a look at his content and you be the judge of whether Gary Vaynerchuk is a sinner. He sure is hanging out with some low-class, high follower accounts with Mona Van smiling on his arm, isn't he? While all these horrible, talentless people like Obama's daughter is now in the movie making business. Now that is fucking suspicious if you ask me. That's some really suspicious activity to see that Doug Emhoff's daughter was at New York Fashion Week, and she just said that she wasn't going to be hosting her knitting class because she was going to be too into the campaign. And so she turned her back on the American people to go hang out in New York City with Mona Van, so that she could hobnob with the wealthy. And so Kamala Harris's campaign doesn't actually believe in the middle class. So it's really incredible to me how you could even sit there and listen to these people speak and cheer like the way you cheer. You do know that it's like a command, right? Pause. Wait for the applause. Waiting. I said waiting. You can go ahead and clap. That is caught on video, by the way. In a Trump rally, people just clap when they're ready to clap.
Back there, Ron, huh? Job. I watched your speech today. Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, thanks, y'all. Appreciate that.
Yes? Good. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Not only is he an entertainer, he's a politician who can be trusted. He is fun to be around. He's educational. You feel comfortable with him. You can talk to him, and he is working for the people.
Suggestion of Elon Musk, I will.
And he works with people just like him in the law of attraction.
Performance audit for the entire.
And he's in performance audit to ensure that our country thrives and survives.
That out of our government for the.
And he's willing to fire people, which is necessary when you're a leader. And that's what it means to lead.
Fifth, we will drain the government education swamp.
And he's working with education?